Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome back to F1 Manager 24 and our 2013 series. Tonight we are heading to Spa, the Belgium Grand Prix. And as you can see, I am decked out in official teamwear. Got my hands on an official Vodafone McLaren top. I've got it for a very reasonable price, actually, and got the lovely sponsorship stuff there, and on the back as well, and complete with the cap. We're now properly decked out in teamwear for our 2013 playthrough with the Vodafone McLaren Mercedes. So it's a little warm. Yeah, not worn this yet. This is the first time I've worn it, so I'm still getting used to it. But we will crack on and get underway. I feel like I'm properly representing now. So let's see, we've got 4 days to go until we get to Spa. So let's dive in, shall we? Let's take a look, first of all, at what's coming up on the calendar. So where are we? We're here. We've got a new underfloor there and a front wing there. We're going to get some money from our sponsors right before we go to Belgium, which is always going to be useful. We just had an ATR as well, so we might have some hours to play with. And then we've got a regulation vote, I think. Yeah, a regulation vote when we come back from Spa. So what's this? That's our Team Hub upgrade or refurb completing. So let's quickly take a look at my spare parts situation. We do not have any side pods or suspensions, at least on the new ones. We are building suspensions. Why are we not building the side pods? Did we just not have any money, or did we choose not to? I think we chose not to, actually, looking at those stats there. So we'll maybe spend some hours making an even better one. We'll see. Right, let's see. We've got Adrian in the chat. Hello to everybody else who is lurking. As always, please do feel free to say hello. And if you have any questions, ask away. I'll see what I can do to help you out on those. Right. Let's go into design and just have a look, first of all, if we still have those hours, if we've already spent them on something. We do have a full ATR allocation. Don't have enough money at the moment. We've only got 945k, so not quite enough to actually do anything with it yet. But we've got a race coming up. We've got some money from sponsors coming up. So we'll be able to start building more upgrades very, very soon. First thing we need to do, though, is get our training plotted in. Let's clear out the existing training, go on to cumulative. We've got quite a bit of fatigue carried over. Looks like we're having a back-to-back Grand Prix, so we might not get any in at all. No, we're not, and we're going to go in with a bit of fatigues already straight into Spa, so we can expect maybe some mistakes from our pit crew during the Grand Prix. Hopefully not, but you never know. We're going to give them 2 days off when we come back, and then we'll go into just regular old split training. Like so. There we go. Oh, come on, mouse. There we go. Right, puts us on 24. So how much wiggle room do we got? We've got a day and a bit. Okay. So maybe get a day and a half in here. Evening, Dino. 17 to 8 to 0. Let's push that up an extra 1% by going gym training to 18 to 9 to 0. Perfect. There we go. Into Monza. And then we've got a back-to-back the following week with Singapore. And looks like I can only get half a day's training in there, so we'll just go with a day of gym training, 16 to 7 to 0, And then we can get a bit more training in here at the end. Hopefully it's not a triple header. And we'll go with a full day of gym training like that. There we go. So let's confirm the changes. Not a huge amount of training plotted in, but not really much opportunity so far at the beginning of this month. Let's advance time. There we go, we've got a spare underfloor. Go to our inbox. Advance time a day to get the new underfloor design. I think we were going to skip this one, weren't we? Let's have a look. We might be actually building that one. I don't know. It's not, again, it's not much of an improvement at all. But we might not bother building that one, especially considering we've just built spares on the other one, so we've got quite a few on those. I think we'll hold off making that one and try and go an extra level. So let's advance one more day. To get some cash in. There we go. Target achieved. A nice just under 6.8 mil. With a guided tour. That'll pull us just over, so about 7.1, 7.2. We're up to a total of 8 million now, which is very nice. This is still the weakest part of the car, is our cornering, but it's still pretty respectable. If we can just find that extra little bit of downforce, we can have a truly mighty car. We're not quite there. So let's see what we can do with a brand new full ATR to spend and plenty of cash. Let's start by sticking half of the ATR in here. So we want to go 2.7 and 36. Wings are usually a good way to get some extra downforce. We're going to need to strip all the weight down on that. And even that isn't going to give us much. What about if we go full on the hours? It's going to give us some more. Go like that, we will get a nice bit of low-speed cornering. Not much in the way of medium or high. Tiny bit of extra high-speed performance. We can take the tyre life down a touch. And use that to squeeze a bit more airflow over the front of the wing. Okay, so that's not bad. Let's take a look at a rear wing. Rear wing could be the way to go. We're already very, very fast, so we can focus less on speed with this wing and more on downforce generation. So let's strip down the DRS effectiveness a little bit. Let's strip down the drag reduction a little bit as well. Let's take the weight off the wing. Let's try upping the downforce levels a little bit more. That gives us a little bit of a better balance. I can even take more. All the way down like that. And that's definitely going to give us a better balance there. Let's see if we can take some of that down as well. Because again, we're very strong in the dirty air. I like that. I like that. Let's try and get a tiny bit more high speed. There we go. We're going to go with that, I think. It's just one last thing to check, and that's a new underfloor. A maxed out underfloor. But if not, that's what we're going to do. We're going to do that there. So, underfloor, show me what you can do with lots of hours and a full weight strip. Right, we can take that down. We can take the drag reduction down. We can take the weight off. This underfloor is definitely going to give us a nice improvement, isn't it? Oh yeah, this is much better. All right, so let's just max out the downforce. There we go. There we go. Clear winner. Clear winner. We have to go with the underfloor. So we will go, because there is potential for the next one to be even better. We will go intense on this one. That'll take us to the 4th of October, which will be, which Grand Prix will that be? How many days? 29 days. So it'll be ready for Suzuka, to go on the car for Suzuka, and then we'll still have time to get one for the last couple of Grand Prix as well. Maybe not Austin. Probably not Austin, unless we rush it. We might rush it at that point, and then maybe get another underfloor for the last 3 Grand Prix. That could be the difference maker. So we will do that, but we don't want to completely sacrifice our quest for speed, because there's every chance that while we're focusing on that, other teams might focus on speed and catch us up in that area. So let's take a look at what we can do with just some generic other parts. Is there anything we can do to really get any kind of improvement? Not particularly. I know we could do that for a tiny little bit. Go with that. Not quite min-maxed, but I mean it will give us a minimal, a little bit of speed, a little bit of DRS, a slight tweak to the engine cooling. It'll still be gaining, but we're right at the limits now with some of these. So you can see we're at 90% here, 90% here, just under 90% there. DRS actually has more to gain. It's only at 80%, but we'll stick that in. What else can we look at improving? Another side pod could be useful, because we're not going to build the one that we just finished. Start by taking all the weight off it. Let's take the engine cooling down. Do I want to mess with the airflow? Not particularly on this one. Just a little tweak like that. Like that. Evening up, Joe. Evening, Eric. Good to see you guys. So yeah, it's not much of an improvement, but it is a small improvement. We will go with that for a mil. There we go. Got 3 mil left. Can I still get something out of the rear wing without the hours? Let's have a look. Maybe. Yes. Still get something out of it. Let's tweak that. No, can't tweak that. So let's tweak that. Tweak that. There we go. And we'll go. I can't go intense. Don't have the money. We'll just go normal on that for 1.8 mil. So there we go. We've got 4 new parts ready to start being designed. We'll have to wait a month and then they'll be ready. but they should hopefully be what gives us that little extra edge over our competition. So, with that done, let's check the inbox. This is the strategy prep for today's Grand Prix. Warm, not expecting rain. Let's take a look at the actual forecast. Oh yeah, it is going to be a warm weekend, isn't it? A little bit cooler on the Friday and Saturday, especially on the Saturday. But then race day will be a little bit warmer. Tyres shouldn't be an issue. Probably going to be a one-stop, softs to mediums or vice versa. Not sure which way I want to go on that yet. Let's do our sponsor plan, because we have to do that before we can kick on. So let's get Nick de Vries doing something and Nick Heidfeld to do something. Not touching our drivers here. Let's get our scouts doing something. I need a little bit more. Well, we've already done something with the CFD, so we could get away with that. Otherwise, we're going to have to use one of our main drivers. We're not going to get enough points anywhere else. So, yeah, we'll go with the CFD sim. We've already used it, so it's not going to be it's not going to affect the parts that we've just got into development. It will affect any parts for the 2 weeks we get when those ones are finished before we can get our next bit of cash. So there we go. And then hopefully it won't be too much of a distraction. Anyway, CFC Sim, I don't think it's too high level. It's level 3. Still need to sort factory out, but we're going to kind of ignore it. Everything else I think should be okay. Oh, helipad needs a touch. We can afford that refurb. Won't be ready in time for the Grand Prix, but it wouldn't have been even if we caught it at the beginning of the stream. So it will be ready for the next one when we go to Monza. And I think that is everything. So let's head to Belgium. We're going to go 3rd, Michael, and we're going to go 5th with Jensen. And let's see if we can actually achieve our targets.
This weekend, we're in Belgium, in the picturesque province of Liège. The veteran Spaniard Fernando Alonso was clearly delighted to take the win in the last race. He knows exactly what it's going to take to sustain this form. It's shaping up to be a great weekend, so don't go anywhere.
Okay, so just normal Grand Prix, no sprints to worry about. I had to think for a second what the word was. So just the straightforward 3 practice sessions. We're just going to put one setup on both cars and work from there. It's going to be quite a low-ish downforce. We're going to go 2.5 or 3.5. Let's go 2.5. We'll go 9.5 on the rear. We're going to go with a 4.6. What do I want to do with this? I'm going to push this up to a 3.4. And I'm going to max... No, I'm not going to max it out. I'm going to go to a 0.75, I think. There we go. Let's go with that and see how that shakes out. What about car parts? Yes, we do have some parts to swap. There we go. ERS, still the opening ERS. Gearbox. There we go. So that's that car done. Run plan, it's only 15 laps around here because it's a very long lap. So we'll just leave the fuel untouched. We will change the pace settings. And then moving over to Jensen. There we go. Same setup. And car parts. Do the engine. What else? ARS is fine, and gearbox is fine. It's still the first gearbox. Wow. Okay, nice. So let's hit the track. We are trying out the old school. It has some interesting little quirks that I'm not sure I'm a fan of. I'll explain why in a second. But let's get the drivers out. Overall, I like the presentation. It ties in well with this mod, but I don't like that the background is transparent. So half the time you can't actually read the times and the gaps very clearly, which is a little bit of a shame. It should, I think, have a barrier of some kind, or even, you know, shading behind it if it's not going to go with a full black barrier
Radio
behind
check,
it.
please.
And the other thing is
That's loud and clear.
it greys out whoever's selected, so half the time you can't actually see the times or the gaps on this line because it's greyed out. So on some views it works better than others.
And we want to generate some temperature.
But on a view like that, when you've got stuff behind, like buildings or trees or fences, you know, that line then just becomes unreadable. Like there, you can't read anything on Senna because it's just blending into the background. So it's also not the British Grand Prix. Yeah, I'm not quite sure why it's got the British Grand Prix at the top. It is the Belgian Grand Prix. I don't know how this has been properly coded, but yeah, we'll try it out for tonight. I may just roll back to the one we normally use tomorrow, but we'll give it a go today. So let's tell our drivers to avoid curbs. There we go. And let's lead them to it. So
Take care with the hard curve.
I
usage.
unboxed the cars earlier today. I say unboxed, I took the wrapping off them, so I could just double check through the windows that they all looked okay. First up is the David Coulthard. This is the MP4-16, so this is the 2001 car, which was David Coulthard's best ever season. Came second in the World Championship. One thing I did notice is that one of the wing mirrors has fallen off, unfortunately, but it is there in the box. Just behind the Hot Wheels logo. There it is. You can just about see it. Next to the wheel. That little white blob next to the wheel. It's hard without the reflections, but you can just see it. So it's in the box. That should be a pretty easy fix, and just reattach that. It looks like it's literally just popped out. I can see the hole where it sits. So apart from that, this thing is in pretty much immaculate condition. So I'm not overly concerned about that. Slide that one away. Next up is my replacement Benetton, because I had to send one back. I've got the 1997 Gianna Lacey Benetton, which I really did like, that sort of coloured stripes across the back, the United Colours of Benetton there. Does not have Mild 7 branding on it, unfortunately, but it's quite uncommon to actually find tobacco liveries on cars that are made after a certain year. So yeah, no tobacco livery on this one, but still lovely condition, very, very clean. And then last but not least, this one has been out the box, I know that much. We have the replacement Jordan, and I tell you what, having seen the state of the one that came to me and comparing it to this, it's night and day. Because this one is absolutely filthy. You can see how faded it looks. It's not paint fade, that's dirt. This car is absolutely filthy. If I were to wipe it down and clean it up, I could get that nice yellow colour coming back, but yeah, part of the wing just fell off. The wing's all crumpled and smashed to bits and cracked in half. The suspensions are all very badly broken, as you can see. Just collapsed. Again, this is from when it got crushed, when it was delivered. It's missing at the front, just above the number. There's a hole in the car where there should be an antenna slash camera. There's also an aerial just here on the side, underneath my finger. A little black aerial. There you can just about see it. That's really badly bent. And no wing mirrors. This thing, yeah, it's in a real state. The tyres are not in good condition either. I say both sides of the front suspension are completely broken. So that one's in a state, but this one is flawless. It's clean. It's complete. There's no damage to this at all. This is absolutely spotless. I'm so pleased that I was able to get a replacement one of these at a fairly reasonable price. Slightly more than I wanted to pay. I paid 40 for that. But it's so hard to actually get one of those without paying through the nose. I've seen other people trying to sell it for like 60, 70, 80. A couple of people even tried, well, one other person even tried to sell it for 120, I think. I did wiggle it down a little bit from 45 down to 40. But, yeah, I've now got the three main types of the B&H, creature livery. So we've got a Buzzing Hornet. We've got two different variants of the Buzzing Hornet, actually. I've also got the Shark from the Bittern Heroes in 2001, and now I actually have a proper Bittern Hisses from 97 as well. So my Jordan collection is pretty much complete. I would like to have one of the sort of early Jordan Yamahas when they moved away from Mild 7. No, not Mild 7, sorry, from 7 Up. So that kind of weird blue, red, green car that they had in the very early 90s. I wouldn't mind one of those. But I think I'm pretty much set now with my Jordan collection. I can't think of any more Jordans out there that I particularly want. So very, very pleased that my Jordans are now kind of complete. And I can't wait to get them all stacked very nicely on a proper little display riser. So that should look fantastic when that happens. Speed our drivers up a little bit. There we go. Yeah, this is what I was talking about here. You can see this actually now looks nice and easy to see because it's got a very dark background, but I can barely read it. I don't know whether it's clear for you guys at all, but yeah, Schumacher's time just bleeds into the background. You can't see it at all. I think that's a poor design choice as far as this goes. But it does kind of represent that style of leaderboards. It's not exact, but it's a very good approximation of the sort of late 2000s, early 2010s style leaderboard. And we've got the clock up here that will change to the lap counter once the Grand Prix gets going. So I don't know why it's showing British Grand Prix as opposed to Belgian Grand Prix. Maybe it's just a bug in the code. It's going to get updated a bit more. One thing this does do is when we get penalties, it will actually show how much that penalty is. So it'll say 5 seconds, or 10 seconds, 15 seconds. Actually here on the site, which is something I do actually quite appreciate. So yeah, there are good points and bad points about this. We're going to see how I feel with it running through a race and how easy it is to actually read during the Grand Prix. But we may keep it for the rest of the series. We may revert. We'll see how I feel at the end of today's stream, I think. Let's check our feedback. 81 and 95. So Jensen very happy. Michael not so much. Let's call them both in and make some changes. Seb trying to muscle his way through, and does so. There he goes. We also get full names as well, as opposed to just initials. So we can see straight away Brendan Hartley is in as a reserve driver. Who else is in as a reserve today? That's it, I think, actually. Yeah, I think it's just Brendan Hartley. There is a colour version of this as well, but if I'm going to go with this style, I prefer it with the white version. Hey, how you doing, Johnny? Good to see you. Right, so is that a little bit too much taken off the wing? Let's push that back up. Braking stability, that's going to be here. Let's try pushing that up all the way. Are we optimal here? Not quite. Go like that, maybe. No, not that. No. I don't think I can actually get it where I want it. Oh, I can't. All right, let's leave it at a 3.4 then. Let's bring that back up like that. So we've got a smallish gap there, decent sized gap there. That's about spot on. Slightly off, but hopefully we'll be okay. That's a good size gap. That's the right size gap. So looking good so far. Let's take a look. Just need tweaks here on Jensen's car, and it's the front wing. So let's try going up, and then bring that back down, and that balances those back out again. Let's move that. Let's go back to that, and instead of doing that, let's move our... no. I thought about moving the camber. That might break our traction. We'll give it a go. We'll try doing it that way, and then let's push that back that way, like so. And let's see if that gives us the little bit of movement that we need. There is no size reduction in this thing. It's either all on or all off. Again, I think that's a bit of a... it's not a choice that I particularly agree with. I think it would have been better to collapse from the bottom up rather than from the side in, so that you would still have the time and the lap counter, etc. at the top. But you do it like that, you lose the entire leaderboard rather than just losing the actual positions. We've got a problem for Hamilton. So whatever that part is, having just worn out a bit more, it'll now get swapped out at the end of the session. There is a version of this that has tyre percentages, and the version that we're running which does not. So, as always, you know, I like to try and avoid seeing what people's tyres are at, so it adds a bit more depth into the strategy. It's one thing to look and see how many laps have been on them using the tyre history window, but it's another thing entirely to see exactly what percentage life is left in them. Oh, and it's still showing it here. Okay, damn it. I don't like that. It's still showing it on the standings. Damn. That might just be the death knell then. I really didn't want to see that. So yeah, Hamilton's going to get a new engine at the end of this session. I didn't even want to click on that tab as it was. I wanted to click on this one and see what we'd done. We made Jensen's car worse, and we Might not have done much at all to Michael's, actually. I think it's still pretty much the same. Ah, so it went the wrong way there. That needs to come all the way down, which means that needs to come all the way down. Let's take that to a... No, 0 is too much. Let's do that. And then we can do that. Let's put that to a 3. There we go. So that looks like it could be spot on. That's pretty close. That's still pretty close. That has got the right size gap. Let's see if that works in the next session. And then we'll see what Jensen thinks of his car. Chasing down. Yes, it is. Wow, filthy. I haven't won for a while either, actually. My eyes are already feeling the strain from that brightness in the corner of the screen with that leaderboard. Staring to try and make out the numbers, see if I can turn it there, obscured by the background.
Stop on the marks, attack into the box.
Right. Went the wrong way on the toe here as well. But we're very close. May have overcorrected. I'm just not sure about the traction here. Everything else I think should be fine. Let's give that a go in the next session as well. And we'll speed time up. Let's see if Grosjean decides he wants to launch himself over the top of Alonso tonight. Two minutes left in the session. There we go. Practice 1 is done. We'll just pop a quick ad break in and then we'll get underway with second practice. Okay. No need to make any changes because the setup's are already prepped and ready. Only need to put the 15 laps of fuel in that we already had. Because again, it's a long circuit, 4.2 miles. So all we've done is just tweak the pace settings so they don't thrash the car unnecessarily.
And we want to generate some temperature for this outlet.
There we go, and let's speed him up. See how we do. My Lotus Renault hat arrived today as well. There we go, with number 9 on one side, nothing on the other side. So this is Kimi's hat, and then we've got Japan Rags, a company I've never heard of. Japan Rags stitched on the back. So yeah, looked much darker. And I'm glad it's actually brighter than this, brighter than that. The stitching and the colouring looked a little dull in the pictures, but it's much brighter in person. So yeah, very happy. And if we were using Lotus, this would be perfect because it's from this era. But alas, we are not. We're McLaren, hence me doing the ridiculous fanboy thing. But yeah, there we go. Right, we have feedback from Michael. Is it good? Please be good. Wrong option. There we go. 92. So we've improved. That means maybe the roll bar's off. We'll call him in. No, in. Go. Optimal feedback from Jensen, 97 or above. It's 99.
Yeah,
one clicker toe away. We'll call him in as well. There we go. And then we can get his car sorted and see if we can figure out where we need to go with Schumacher's car. Looking a little bit pacier so far in practice, but he is sat in the slipstream of Schumacher, so that might be why. Yeah, that's the roll bar. So 5.5, and then we can tweak that accordingly. And I mean, it's not exactly where it was. That might be enough. We're going to leave it there just in case. We might have to click it that way a bit more, but let's see. That's an easy fix if that is the case. And here, we just need to go like that. And there we go. That car is now done. We will send them out just to confirm it. And we'll send them out on another set of mediums as well. We'll send them both out on a set of mediums, actually. Here, I'll wait. Good to see you. There we go. Shouldn't need to run in practice 3. So now we wait. Had a big old clear out of boxes today. A lot of cardboard to break down that's built up over the last few weeks. The cycling bin gets emptied in the morning, so decided to take advantage of a nice relatively empty bin and fill it up just before it's about to be picked up. But yeah, getting some more room back in here again now, which is nice. I think what I'm going to do is I've got another Kallax like this in the bathroom, and I'm going to bring that through and stick it on top of this one to give me, more boxes, or more cubby holes, more of these windows to sort of put stuff in. And then I'll get a small shelving or something to go in the bathroom instead. Right, what are we slowing down for? We're only at 3F5. Speeding back up again. It's 4. Ah, 96. Further away than I was expecting. Jensen will be perfect though. Better be perfect. What do we need to tweak? Okay. Interesting. So that's going to need to go down 4 clicks, and that means that needs to come back. I don't know if that's going to be enough. Push the cornering out of range now. I think we have to make that double correction, but I'm not sure if that's a big enough gap. Hadn't wanted to send him out again, but we're gonna have to, I think, just to double check that.
Everything okay?
Jensen confirms as he goes straight past the
that.
entrance to the pit, so I've now got to wait a long time for him to come back round again. Another 4.2 miles. There he goes. I hadn't intended to run Schumacher in the next session, but now we're going to have to. Just to finish off that run. There we go. Jensen's complete and done. Get a couple of laps out of Michael. Maybe get 1 out of 5. Maybe 2 out of 5 if I'm very lucky. It's 1. Can I get 2? Let's have a listen for the click. There we go. There it was. So we did get 2 out of 5. Reduces how much he needs to run in the next one. We're not going to touch Jensen. He's good. So the braking stability is where it needs to be, but it's this, and to a lesser degree the oversteer now that I'm not sure on. And ironically, they're the ones that we don't have the feedback on. So
Sessions should be
maybe that's
starting
not
now.
ironic. Maybe that's the wrong word. Predictably, I suppose, is probably the right word. The ones that we need are not the ones we get. Avoid high-risk curves. What I do is pace settings. Yes. It's 3 out of 5. So another 4 or 5 laps.
There's a yellow flag now.
Spin for Lewis. That's Rivard.
Sorry, guys.
Or, if you're going by the new name, Bruxelles. There we go. That's 5 out of 5. And he's already gone round again. Did we get it? Yes, there we go. Right, that's it. We are done with practice. Finally, we can just leave the rest of the grid to it now. We're going to have the pace to get on the front row here in qualifying. We are mid-pack when it comes to high-speed cornering, which is pretty much the entire circuit apart from the bus stop here and La Source. Apart from that, every corner is high speed. We do have the best top speed though, and we do have the best DRS. DRS less effective. Let's make sure that we've got the right wing angles and that we're not seeing the Red Bull wing flip upside down, or the Ferrari for that matter. Oh, we've got a VSC. We binned it. Ah, Ricardo binned it.
We've got a yellow flag here.
Where was this? No, this is going to be Lafagna. Or Lefagna. There he goes. Into the barrier.
I crashed.
Yes, you did.
And clearly then, not what everyone in the garage would have wanted to see.
And it's not Sector 1, it's Sector 2. But that might be reading it from game data. Go back to green. Let's see. Was it showing British Grand Prix in the screenshots as well? Is that something that needs to be... Is it just reading the wrong data, or is it just permanently showing Silverstone? Let's have a look. It doesn't show them on the original screenshots. It's been updated since then. right, there we go. Practice is done. So, next up then is qualifying.
Hello and welcome to the much anticipated qualifying session.
Qualifying at Spa is one of the most exciting sessions of the year, and the season's longest lap leaves little margin for error. Drivers need to give it their all whilst avoiding any mistakes.
Karun, don't you think it's going to be interesting to see what happens for the Alpine driver today?
It's clear that their teammate is pulling ahead of them right now, which they're bound to be nervous about. Hopefully they can keep a level head, because they can't really afford to make any mistakes.
Strap yourselves in. This is Formula One.
Let's get some parts fitted to the car then. We are going to put a newer engine in, I think, for this one. We'll save the 70%. We'll leave this one for here and for Monza, which is our next race, and then we'll go back to the 70% for Singapore. And then we'll kind of judge it from where we go from there. Gearbox number 2 as well. And then moving over to Jensen's side of the garage. Again, we'll give him a brand new engine as well. And we'll give him a new gearbox as well. Because, you know, we've got loads. There we go. So, parts are done. Setup is perfect. We've got extra soft tyres because we used up extra mediums in practice. Let's go qualify.
Okay, that's green light.
Let's hope we
Warm
don't
the
get
tyres when you
traffic,
can.
because this should hopefully be our one and only run in this session. Kimi Raikkonen takes to the track. Checo comes out as well. So only 2 other cars on the circuit at the moment. I'm worried that we're going to suddenly see a little flurry of activity in the garage. Sierra is now coming out. I had to look to try and see which one it was because I couldn't see the text. Damn it. So
Temperature
Williams,
okay.
Bottas.
Good go.
It's always Bottas. You can always count on Valtteri to
You're good to open the lap.
get away, can't you? Hopefully he'll stay clear down the Camel Straight. Jensen pulls him over, stay out of the way of Michael. Thank you. Right, we do have sectors popping up here, but again, almost unreadable with no background to them. I'm just not convinced on the presentation. So it's quicker again. By about half a second now. Well, that kills Schumacher's lap. Thank you very much there, Gutierrez. So we have to run Schumacher. Jensen should be fine. Don't see what his lap time is, so I'm going to have to click off this page. Yeah, I mean, functionality-wise, I mean, some of the right bits of information are there, but just not laid out like that. There we go, we can see where's time at 141.0. 2.5 seconds of gap. I think we will abandon this one after tonight. We'll leave it up for the rest of this screen. But we will go back to our usual leaderboard for tomorrow. I wanted to give it a chance, and if it gets another update and improves on things, then yeah, we'll come back and have another look at it. But as for right now, it's just, for me, not up to it yet. It would probably be great on night races. Everything's very dark. But yeah, not so good for a lot of the tracks are the daytime tracks. As Hamilton and Schumacher do synchronised cornering here. And one of us is going to have to get out of the way because Valtteri is coming up behind us. It's going to be us, I think. There's Jensen as well. How do we catch Jensen up so quickly? Oh dear. No way through for Vettel. Not for Vettel, for Bottas. Look at this. Poor Jensen. Not poor Jensen, poor Valtteri. I mean, he kind of deserved it a little bit. You know, what he did to us in our 26th place the other day, but didn't deserve tonight really for this. If that had been Gutierrez, I wouldn't have been at all upset. But yeah, very, very clunky there. It now becomes kind of meaningless just to leave up there because we don't see what the times are. And I have to send Michael again because he would not be safe. I'm going to wait till the traffic thins out just a little bit. Still a lot of cars out there on out laps and flying laps. There's only well, you can't even see who's on an in lap and who's in the pits. It just says in lap, but you know, Schumacher's not on an in lap, he's in the pits. Raikkonen coming in. Raikkonen 2.5 tenths, nearly 3 tenths behind Jensen. Vettel goes top, but only just. Look at that. That's a small margin. You get held up somewhere. I know he was purple in the first sector and the second sector, and that's a very strong final sector as well. So, yeah, we've got real pace, it would seem. There's a load of cars. On their way back to the pits or coming up to finish a lap. So now's a good time to go. Shouldn't really get in anyone's way. That's Ericsson just behind us. He's on an in-lap now. That's Paul di Resta. He's a way off yet. About the Ferraris. Rosberg on an in-lap. Alonso's on a flyer. Where's Alonso? I'm looking for, like, you know, the initials. And instead of seeing the names, I'm looking for initials, and it's jarring me a little bit, this one. So I can't find Alonso, and I'm looking straight at his name, but looking for ALO. Alright, Alonso goes top. He's 5 thousandths of a second quicker than Vettel. Let's take a look at the Schumacher situation. He is currently in P11, but he won't stay there. You see we're getting pushed down further and further. Rosberg, it seems, did not have a great lap. 2 seconds off the pace. Got somebody coming up behind us. It's not Gutierrez. That's the Williams. Looking on the map, I thought I saw Toro Rosso. It's not. It's the Williams. We do have a fairly fast-looking Mercedes. Yeah, Paul di Resta closing in. He's got to get past his teammate first. We should be through before he gets close to us. He's now trying to get past Hamilton. There he goes. And now we start pushing, and we've got a nice little stretch of clear track. It's a slow Lotus. Which one is it? Could be either of them. It's Bruno Senna. Wickens is on a push lap, so we don't have to worry about him. Who else is there? More Caterhams. That's your Bianchi. We've got Sauber. That's possibly far enough ahead to not be an issue. And that will be... We've got Hulkenberg. Hulkenberg might get in the way. Let's see what Schumacher can do. Purple first sector. Track has gained a little bit of extra grip and rubber since we did our first run. Just under 7 minutes left in the session. Second splits, 41.6, pretty good. Not purple, but I didn't expect us to go purple in the middle sector. Given us all high-speed corners. But we should be going purple in the first sector and possibly even the third sector as well. Across the line. We don't get the purple, but we do go top. By how much? 54 thousandths of a second. So very, very tight. We are definitely through. So the drama is off us. Till's on an outlap, it would seem. Where can you get this mod? You can get it on Overtake. I'm probably not going to use this again after today. It's got some good functionality, but it's not as clean and easy to read, and some of the information is not laid out in a very helpful way as well compared to the one we normally use. So we'll be going back to that tomorrow. That one is linked in the video description. This one isn't, because it's not a confirmed part of the series yet, and won't be after today. But it's on the opening page of Overtake in the F1 Manager 24 category. So Till starts to push. Do we have anyone who's way out of position? Yeah, Rosberg. Let's keep an eye on Nico Rosberg. Going to get rid of this one after this session. Yeah, I'm not enjoying it. Go back to the other one at the end of Q1. Yellow flag in sector 2. There's probably a lock up here. It is. Yeah, Esteban Gutierrez locking up at Rivage. On an outlap as well.
The car locks up. Now, they did leave it very late.
At least it wasn't his flying lap. Three minutes left in the session. Rosberg needing a time. He has gone purple in the first sector. Track now pretty much the best it's going to be in this session. I think Still's put in a very quick first sector as well. Oh, a little bit of a hold up there. Bruno Senna just getting in the way of Rosberg a little bit. So Till pops up into 10th. Rosberg now just on the cusp of elimination. And he's definitely lost a little bit of time in the middle sector. It's not horrible. He's still half a second up in the middle sector on Till's time, so he should comfortably get through. And he does. He goes up to P7. So, next up, Maldonado and Hamilton are the ones that are close to elimination. We'll keep an eye on Lewis Hamilton here. He's about to start his lap. I think that's Maldonado just a couple of corners ahead. Oh no, it's not. It's Vettel. So, Vettel's starting a flying lap as well. Who's behind Seb? Is that Perez? It is. It's Perez right behind him. So Perez is going to get a really, really good slipstream here down the Camel Straight, all through Sector 1. He could even potentially go purple here in Sector 1. Not quite. Just misses out. Here comes Hamilton. Hamilton does go purple at 29.9. That's the first sub 30-second first sector. Maldonado crossing the line to start his lap, so he will get a run in. He's now in the drop zone, as is Hamilton. Senna looking to improve, as is Jaime Alguersuari. Gutierrez has not had a great first sector. Middle sector's decent. He's coming up to the line, well, up to the bus stop chicane. Hamilton just had a little bit of traffic with the Williams in the way. Gutierrez gets up to P11 and immediately gets knocked down as Ricardo, teammate Ricardo, goes above him. There's Bruno Senna. No, it wasn't Ricardo who went above him. It must have been Senna that knocked him down. Hamilton's still looking pretty good. It's a personal best middle sector, but it's not great. It'll be enough to get him through. Purple in the final sector is only good enough for P12. I have to check here to see how far away he is. He's 6.9, 7 tenths away. About half a second clear of Adrian Sutil there. So we're waiting to see if Wickens and Maldonado can make it through. Wickens probably not. Maldonado should. Don't have any traffic to deal with. And across the line, he goes up to P8. There we go. And that is it, because Wickens isn't going to make it, is he? No, he's not. Nor will Jean-Eric Verne. Well, he might do, but I'd be amazed if he can find a lot of time. He's going to need to find about 1.7 seconds. That's an awful lot. He improves. He's still half a second away. So he found a good chunk of time, but it's not enough. It'll be Ericsson, Verne, Sutil, Perez, Wickens, and Alguersuari who are eliminated here at the end of Q1. And we are now going to shut the game down. Once we get into Q2, there we go. And change that leaderboard. There we go. So we're going to take that one out, bring that one back in. Don't need that or that now. And let's reload. There we go. Alright, that should be a bit easier on my eyes. We will go with the same tyres we used in the previous session. We'll send Schumacher out first this time because he's on slightly older tyres. Ah, hello, old friend. I have missed
should
you.
Be starting now.
Good to have you back. Right. Expand. Go to sectors. There we go. Tell Jensen not to attack. Let's see what we can do. Alonso and Di Resta also coming out very early in the session here. And so is Bruno Senna. Raikkonen make it through? Yeah, Raikkonen made it through. Grosjean made it through. Hulkenberg just scraping through at the end of that session. So both Saubers still in at the moment. Track temperature is 40.1 degrees. I think we were told it was going to be very cold here, weren't we? We go to reports. Yeah, it's supposed to be 11 degrees air temperature. That's definitely not happening. It's 23.5 right now. So, once again, the weather information is completely skew. A couple more cars out on track now. One of the Caterhams. That is, which one is it? Jules Bianchi. Did Perez make it through? No, Perez did not make it through. So Bianchi, and we've also got Esteban Gutierrez out on the lap as well. And now Ricardo leaving the pit lane. And Grosjean. No more now. Let's get through past the line, please. Really good gap actually between our two. Chance for Button to get a really good slipstream here. Now one of the Red Bulls is coming out. That's Seb. It's going to potentially get in the way through Eau Rouge. That's not good.
Temperature's okay. Good gap in front.
Let's go.
No. Is he going to get in Jensen's way? No. Whew, that's close. Right, 29.9 for Jensen. Couple of tenths up on Schumacher. Let's see what the middle sector holds. Go into Stavelot. Schumacher just with the edge. Oh god damn it, both of our drivers' times are ruined. Every time.
We saw that.
Every time around this circuit. We'll catch somebody in an awkward spot. Who was it? It was one of the Saubers. It was Grosjean. Roman. So 143.9 and another 143.9. Both drivers are going to have to run again. Unfortunately, we don't get in Grosjean's way to pay him back.
That is P2.
That was a good lap.
This is why I wanted the extra set of soft tyres. So, how far behind are we? 1.2 seconds. Oh, no, 3 seconds. Looks like De Resta lost a bit of time in the middle sector. Alonso with a much better lap. That's the target. 3 seconds quicker. And we lost it all on the run out of Stavelot. Here comes Gutierrez crossing the line. He goes P3, half a second away. Grosjean and Ricciardo are the next two, it would seem. Maldonado started his lap. Vettel is in Lavage right now. the line then for Daniel Ricciardo. And where'd you go? 4th. Not bad. Not bad at all. Just a couple of hundredths. Literally a couple of hundredths behind his teammate there. Right, Maldonado has had not the best first sector. Rosberg's been even worse. And that is Maldonado behind Rosberg. So getting a slipstream behind Rosberg here. And you can see Hamilton is what they should be aiming at, a 30.0 or quicker in the first sector. So, second and a half comfortably lost in that first sector. We make it back to the pits. Seb is P7. He lost a little bit of time in that middle sector. And looks like he might have lost a little bit in the final sector as well. Line then with Rosberg and Maldonado. Where did they end up? How far away are they? 9th and 10th. Maldonado barely quicker than us. Right, we're only going to have time for one more run, so we're not going to take any gambles. We're just going to go with brand new tyres for both. Yellow flag. Nope, that's Maldonado doing Maldonado things. A little spin there.
There's a yellow flag now. It's the Red Bull driver. And the control's lost. And I wonder, could they have done anything about that?
Oh dear. Raikkonen pops up into P8. About a second off the pace. Hamilton just up into second place. 32 thousandths behind. Bottas now in 8th place. De Resta has not made it through yet. He's in the bottom. Some big names here. De Resta, Rosberg, Maldonado. Well, not necessarily a big name, but certainly a big car. Schumacher and Button all in the drop zone. Hulkenberg should beat the lot of us here. Oh, no. He's getting held up here at the end of his lap. So maybe he'll be slower than De Resta. Across the line. No, he does just beat De Resta, but he's not made it through. I'm going to go now. Hit the wrong button. There we go. Just going to hope that we get a clean run.
And we want to generate some temperature for this outlet.
See if we can make it through. It's kind of an all or nothing situation. We've got a little bit of time left, so if we do get blocked, we might still have time to go back to the pits and try again. Probably should have put an extra lap of fuel in just to be on the safe side, but too late now. We've got Ricciardo and Bianchi out behind us, so they're not going to be a factor. We've got a Ferrari out, that's Alonso. He's not going to be an issue. Bianchi and... No, not Bianchi. Sorry. Valtteri coming back in? Yes, coming back in. Bianchi won't be an issue. What about Ricciardo? Ricciardo's there. There's Gutierrez. Rosberg's going to be a problem. Moth again.
Tyre temperatures look good.
And drive straight out, drive
Alrighty.
straight out.
Right.
Track will be-
Oh, god damn it.
And you're good to open the lap.
Alright, we somehow squeezed our way through. I don't know if Jensen's going to be as lucky. There's a Mercedes there as well now. Oh, this is going to potentially be messy. Get past those two, no problem. Well, made it through. 40.0. Schumacher's found a 10. Jensen's gone purple again in the first sector. He's had the edge today. That's Jensen. He's been quicker than Schumacher in every session so far. He got held up a little bit there by Rosberg. We just need to get through. That's the important thing. Alonso's gone quicker than us in the opening sector. I think Jensen might get screwed over here through Stavelo. Schumacher purple in the middle sector. Good lad. Now Button is. Rosberg gets out of the way. We are going to make it through. How high up are we going to be? Alonso's been held up. He's gone top. Jensen might go top himself. Just misses out by 15 thousandths of a second. The final sector was the difference maker there. Alonso will not get ahead of us because he's lost a lot of time in the middle sector. But we're not trying to win qualifying here. That happens in the next session. We're just seeing if we can make it through. See what happens to Rosberg, Maldonado and De Resta. Hamilton is coming up to start his flying lap. There's Maldonado. Maldonado's in the source. 29.9 for Rosberg. So he's got a bit of pace. There's Schumacher getting out of the way. That's Hamilton there, actually, that I saw. I thought the first Mercedes was Hamilton. It's not. That's Hamilton. That's Rosberg. Oh, a little delay for Rosberg. Same as happened to us there. This time Sauber getting in the way. Nico Hulkenberg, I believe. Yeah, Mr. Grosjean is just about to start his lap. So up to the line, towards the line anyway. This goes through Blanchimont for Nico Rosberg here. Middle sector not great, but not horrible. It should be enough to get him through. Hamilton with the quickest first sector we've seen all weekend so far. And Rosberg goes up to P5. What about Maldonado? He's up about 4/10 on Rosberg, so should be comfortably through. Could even be a threat for the front. You know, the top two spots here. Both Red Bulls currently in the drop zone. Maldonado crosses the line and goes top. Vettel also looking to improve. Let's see what Paul de Resta does. the rest goes to P3. Seb should easily get through here as well. And does, despite not the best final sector there. Senna crosses the line. He is in 10th. Grosjean looking to just improve his time. Bottas is out. Raikkonen's out. Hulkenberg on a lap. Let's see if he can make it through. Bianchi and Ricciardo are done, as is Gutierrez. So it is down to Nico Hulkenberg to knock out Bruno Senna. Can he do this? Not with a middle sector like that, he can't. Up to the line. He improves, but only to P12. He is out. 2,000 slower than Gutierrez. Missed out by 800ths of a second over Bruno Senna. So it's Gutierrez, Hulkenberg, Ricciardo, Bianchi, Bottas and Raikkonen eliminated here at the end of Q2. Alright, we are going to start with the same tyres we finished the previous session with. They are still good for a run. And then we'll put a new set on at the for the final run here. Let's get out on track. We don't need to be the first ones out this time. Here's the mic.
Okay, that's a green light.
It's going to be Sebastian Vettel out first. And Paul di Resta out second. And there goes Hamilton. So, wow, they're all popping out, look. And there's one of the Ferraris. That's Nico Rosberg popping out behind Hamilton. They are all going out. Right, let's see if we can get a tow behind Alonso. Might as well. Of course, there is a risk that somebody makes a mistake. We're all going to get hit with a yellow flag. But it's the first run. As long as the time is competitive, it gives us something to build on. Played the Fable games? No, I never played any of the Fable games because I don't know if they're available on PC now, but they're always Xbox exclusive. So, having never had an Xbox, I've never played them. I heard good things about them, but, or at least the first two. Anyway, I'm not sure how well Fable 3 went down, but yeah, no, never played them. Now goes Hamilton and Rosberg. Grosjean now starting his push as well. Little gap, now Maldonado goes. And so on and so forth down the orders.
Good gap in front. Let's go.
A lot of early console games weren't necessarily made on PC. PC gaming was down in the doldrums for a while. And so you tended to get PC-specific titles. And console games tended to stay on console. It's not that case anymore, but it's how it used to be. Don't know whether or not they will opt into that crossover period or not. Right, Hamilton's quick, as you would expect in sector 1. Button not so quick. Schumacher slightly quicker this time. We might struggle to get pole position. It's going to be a very tight section, I think. It's going to come down, I think, to the middle sector, which is our weakest area. Vettel has the edge so far, half a second quicker than Rosberg. Let's see what's Alonso do in the middle. 41.6. Jensen 41.9. Schumacher 41.6. Vettel absolutely flying there, 140.3. Hamilton second by a fraction under a tenth. Rosberg 7/10 away. Got a yellow flag. Alonso is locked up. There he is in the run-off zone. So that ruins
Keep
Alonso's
watching
lap.
Alonso with this one.
It wasn't an
Things were
amazing
going
lap to begin
smoothly.
with, but that will not do
Well, you
him
could
any
see the
favours.
lockup. By that point, it was just too late.
Hopefully that didn't hurt Jensen's final sector. Don't think it hurt Schumacher
that's
either.
P5.
Schumacher goes P3, not
Look after the
P6, and
fuel
that's a
on the
mighty lap from both Vettel and Hamilton. They are so far clear of everybody else there. Let's hope fresh tyres will give us that little extra that we need. Now, I imagine everybody else was on Scross as well, so I don't think we have that kind of excuse to fall back on. Yeah, hell of a lap from Vettel. Hamilton almost able to match it. Head back to the pits. Let's see who is going to break out first. Somebody is inevitably going to go straight away. And we could end up with a potential traffic problem.
Pit lane speed limiter on. Copy. Stop in front of our garage.
brand new tyres. Should hopefully be worth a bit. I'm very tempted to go now, but I don't want to go too early. There goes Bruno Senna. And Rosberg. Grosjean. Send Jensen now. Just a touch longer for Schumacher, I think. Right, at least we're not going to give a slipstream to anyone. And we've got clean air in front and behind. There's Alonso. He desperately needs to get a good lap in. Vettel coming out as well. So Hamilton or De Resta or Maldonado yet. And that's a yellow flag. Is that a lock-up for Hulkenberg at Rivage? Not
Let's have a look at
Grosjean.
Now
Hulkenberg
this
went out in
happens
Q2.
down at turn 8.
Knew it was a Sauber. It's got the name wrong.
And there's the lock-up. And they'll need to be mindful of the effect that that had on the tyres.
Right, that is De Resta leaving the pits. Just 2 cars left. Maldonado and Hamilton. They should be out soon. There's Maldonado. Hamilton's leaving it a long time here. There he is. Has he left it too long? There's a risk that he might have to pull over for Senna and Rosberg and Grosjean. And if all 3 of them pull him over, he might not have enough time left to actually make it round. It's about a 1 minute 40-ish lap. He had about 30-40 seconds available, but if he gets pulled over 3 times, that 30-40 second safety window suddenly evaporates. Welcome back, Adrian. So we're going to watch Jensen. Jensen needs a lap. His first one was not particularly good, and he has been very quick in qualifying so far today. 29.9, purple first sector to Nico Rosberg. Button slightly quicker. That's what we need. We need to go super quick here in the first sector, because that's our strongest sector. What about Schumacher? On the Kemmel Straight, approaching Les Combes. He goes purple now. And Rosberg's out. It's a red flag. And is there enough time left to go again? I don't think there is. I think that's it. I think qualifying's done. Nico Rosberg smashing his car at Le Fagnes. So that might be a pit lane start for Nico Rosberg. Vettel then gets pole position ahead of Lewis Hamilton. Schumacher in 3rd. Rosberg may start 4th, may have to start from the back. Then it's Bruno Senna in P5. Jensen P6. Grosjean in 7th. 8th for De Resta. 9th for Maldonado. And 10th for Fernando, who did not get the chance to improve his awful first run. So not a good day for Ferrari. Let's see what happens with the amended grid, shall we?
Well, it's a fantastic turnout, as it always is here in Belgium, as we prepare for 44 laps around Spa.
Motor car racing didn't have the best of starts at Spa-Francorchamps. Only one driver registered for the very first car race back in 1921, so a motorbike race replaced it instead. Times have changed, and now Spa is a solid fixture on the F1 calendar.
Spa-Francorchamps is famous for its long straights and fast corners. Drag efficiency will make all the difference here as drivers zoom through the famous sequence of Eau Rouge leading up into Raidillon. But a twisty middle sector keeps things tricky down on the track. Here we are, folks. We're back for another day of scintillating F1 action. It's race day.
So, moment of truth. Rosberg is looking like he's going to start P4. It's not a guarantee. We've seen this before, where it looks like he's going to start there, and then, maybe not with Rosberg, but we've seen somebody look like they're going to start on the grid, and then end up starting from the pit lane anyway. So, yeah, we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. We are going to go with a one-stop strategy. I just don't know whether to start on the mediums or start on the hards. Sorry, the softs. I think I'm going to start on the mediums. Go with something like that, I think, and have that little bit of extra leeway to push a little bit harder as and when we need to. We'll do the same with Jensen. We'll put him on mediums to softs as well. There we go. Get him to go to lap 24 instead of lap 23. Let's put 2 extra laps of fuel in because we're going to burn that off very quickly. We'll go aggressive off the line. And with that, we are done and prepped and ready. The start of the Belgian Grand Prix is next.
Final checks are being carried out by the teams, and it won't be long until we get this race underway. The Red Bull driver will be keen to make the most of this race.
Fighting for points is definitely possible from P8. The team just needs to get their strategy right.
This should certainly be a good one, folks. Get ready, it's the Belgian Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
All right, we're off.
Okay, buddy, now it's your turn. Let's get stuck in.
All right, excellent start for Schumacher. He's up to second place. Vettel scampering away already. Button in fourth, now on the back of Hamilton. Let's see if we can get him to go diving up the inside. Nope, a little too far back. Evening Dinos. Or Dino. Is it Dino or Dinos? Am I starting another series after this one? No, we'll just keep the. We'll just go full time on the 26 playthrough. We may well come back and do another 2013 playthrough at some point in the future, but we'll give it a rest for a while and just focus on the 26 mod. We're a few races into that one now. That's back on Monday with Monaco. We've got Monza tomorrow on this playthrough. Vettel really has scampered away, hasn't he? It's 2.5 seconds clear. He's on soft tyres though. We're on mediums. In fact, there's not many on mediums. Rosberg is starting from the back of the grid. Look, there he is. So he did have a pit lane start. He's on mediums. Gutierrez is on medium tyres. And that's it. Everyone else is on softs.
DRS enabled.
So, perhaps not that surprising that Vettel has bolted like that. We will stay ahead of Hamilton as long as we can. Given that we're going to have a grip disparity, we might not stay ahead for very long. It may well get us here on this lap. We'll have DRS. Cuts to the inside. Does not make it through. We have a yellow flag. Somebody with a mistake. Is that cutting the chicane slightly?
Let's take a closer
Was
look.
running wide
Now with the Haas.
through Radion.
And wide they
Yeah,
go.
very
leaving
wide through
the racing
Radion.
line. And they might want to take a look at the floor of the car there because that won't do it any good.
Seconds behind. Button's putting Hamilton under pressure. Seems like it gives Michael a chance to try and break away a little bit. Just have the same level of grip through these corners. Not as much downforce as the Mercedes, and on slower, less grippy compact tyres as well. Pulls away again. Our straight line speed is mighty. Still got some battery left. Just under 50 degrees. Be wary of that. Hamilton again having a look. Going defensive. There's still enough space for Lewis to get his car alongside. Can't get through though. Thought we might be able to catch him out. It's a rivage there, but not the case. And that defensive driving by Vettel lost us about a second. Sorry, by Schumacher lost about a second to Vettel there. We need to go into top up now.
Recharge on.
So that we have battery on the next lap. And here comes Hamilton. He's got the better launch, he's got battery. He gets alongside. And he gets ahead. we'll actually hear some driver audio on this one. It should just be a whoop. Here we go. So, can we stay with him, or is he going to start stretching away from us? Just had battery left across the line. Tyres are still getting hot. Have to turn them down a little bit more. Looks like Schumacher just lost the DRS. No, we just got it. We just got it. But Senna is going to put Jensen under pressure. Bruno Senna having a really good race here so far. Qualifying in 6th, starting in 5th, thanks to Rosberg dropping to the back of the grid. Speaking of which, Rosberg is still at the back of the grid. Has not even managed to get past Robert Wickens yet. So there may be some substantial damage to the powertrain on that car. But, I mean, he's starting from the pit lane, so something must have been changed. Yeah. The ERS got changed out, but the gearbox is bad. The engine's not great either. So this is not going to be a good race at all for Rosberg. His acceleration is going to be terrible with a 21% gearbox. Hamilton's well and truly dropped us. Let's let the tyres cool down a little bit before we start to turn them back up again. Oh, they are queuing up behind Jensen.
Go, Kate. Push.
Track has cooled down a touch as well. 46.5 degrees now. Looks like it's about to start climbing again. Shuts the door on Bruno Senna through Eau Rouge, but temporary measure. He's got us. Or has he? We keep trying to just shut the door. Haven't been able to yet. Are we better on the brakes? No, we're not. We don't, again, just don't have the grip on these tyres. And we've got a yellow flag. That's Jules Bianchi, I think. Is he locked up? Yeah, he has.
Now we can see what happened. Now we're watching the action closely here.
Yeah, just too
Oh,
hard
but they need to be
into
watching
that
those
corner.
track limits.
Not able to
But
slow
all
the car
being
down
well
in time.
and fingers crossed, no lasting damage to the car.
So that moves Rosberg up a place. He's now 21st, but still stuck behind both Marussias. Let's go back to Schumacher. Nearly 4 seconds now behind Hamilton, who is slowly closing in on Seb. 7/10 out of him on that last lap. Jensen slipping away from Bruno
Use
Senna.
overtake.
Let's give him a bit more pace again. So starting on the medium is hurting us at the moment, and it's going to be interesting to see if we're going to have enough pace on the softs when everyone else is on mediums to
Has DRS.
compensate for that. Again, we'll be very strong in sectors 1 and 3. Don't know how we're going to do in sector 2, even with soft tyres.
Cool the car.
Jensen makes the move through Eau Rouge, completes it into Radion. Got the DRS as well. That was lovely. Lovely stuff.
Good job.
See that again. after 5 laps, 5.5 laps. Vettel from Hamilton, Schumacher in 3rd, Button in 4th. Senna in 5th place with De Resta 6th, 7th for Alonso, 8th for Pastor Maldonado, 9th and 10th the 2 Saubers of Grosjean and Hulkenberg. And they are in their own little private battle at the moment. Hulkenberg trying to find a way through. Then Gutierrez ahead of his teammate Ricardo. Bottas and Ericsson, the 2 Williams drivers together. Raikkonen ahead of Sutil, Perez, Alciari, Verne, Rosberg, who has now finally got past Robert Wickens, and then Jules Bianchi at the back. And a proper overtake by Jensen, says yes. Yeah, that was absolutely a proper overtake, proper old school racing there. I'm going to give Schumacher a bit of battery.
How's DRS? 1 second.
Just to open up a little bit more of a gap to Jensen so that Jensen's tyres don't get cooked in dirty air. Senna was not close enough to get the DRS. He's now under pressure from Paul de Resta. This is good. This might give Jensen a chance to break away slightly. Hulkenberg has got past Grosjean into Les Combes. And Ricardo's got ahead of Gutierrez, which, given the tyre difference, was critical. He had to get ahead of his teammate there. See Senna falling behind. He has to defend. Going to turn Jensen's battery on as well now.
Overtake available.
Just try and stretch that gap a little bit further. Side by side up through Blanchimont. It's going to be a lunge in the braking zone from De Resta. And Senna has to yield, has to give way. He won't have the DRS either. De Resta's got it. He's going to try and break that 1 second gap before the approach to Eau Rouge if he can. And if he does, Alonso will pounce on Senna. And he has got that 1 second gap. So the rest is free and clear. Senna's in trouble. Alonso may now pick him off. Alonso, though, is trying to cool his tyres down. He keeps diving into clean air. So a little bit of a reprieve for Senna there. Let's turn our batteries down now. A little bit of a gap now for Paul de Resta, 2.3 seconds.
Recharge on.
About 2.5 between our two cars. So tyre temp should be under control here. We're burning off that spare fuel. We started with about 4 kilos, 4.2 kilos of fuel over the top. It's 2.1 kilos here per lap. And we're down to 2.7. Pace-wise, we're keeping up with the front runners as well. Or at least we were when we were using the battery. Might be a little bit different this time round. De Resta is closing in. Alonso is also looking like he's going to start menacing the back of Senna's Lotus. Yellow flag, and that's Jean-Eric Verne locking up at the bus stop.
Now with the Haas.
Under pressure
That won't
from
help
Nico
their
Rosberg,
chances,
and that's another
and they'll
car that
find
just jumps
themselves
out
at
of
a
the way.
disadvantage
Got spooked
if they
there.
keep on doing that.
That will drop him to the very back of the grid and do some damage to those tyres. So he may possibly be our first driver to box today, Jean-Eric Vergne. Right, there is Alonso. He's in the attack zone. He's got the DRS open. Goes for the inside. Is he brave enough on the brakes? Yes, he is. Gets alongside. Senna tries to hang on. Has to yield as we approach Rivage. And that's Senna through. Saw Senna down a place again. Alonso through into 6th place. And now surely he'll go chasing after Di Resta and us too. We never saw just how quick Alonso could be in Q3 with that awful first run, locking up at the bus stop, and then the red flag of teammate Rosberg at the end of Q3, stopping him from improving. So he could have had pole position with worthy pace. We don't know. It was very tight. I think it would have been between Vettel and Hamilton. We might have done better than we did. We never got to finish our laps either. We were looking very quick. There we go. 9 laps done. On to lap 10. It's Vettel from Hamilton still. Schumacher 3rd, Button in 4th. Di Resta is 5th. Alonso now 6th place. 7th for Senna, who's already been dropped by Alonso. Maldonado looking to close in 8th place. Then Hulkenberg and Grosjean 9th and 10th. Still nose to tail. Has Hulkenberg got the run here on Maldonado? I think he did. He's going to drag teammate Grosjean with him as well. Yeah, both Saubers with the DRS. Alonso's already caught the back of all the rest of here. Our tyres are in pretty good shape. We're going to push them even harder. See if we can start closing the gap a bit in front.
Keep chipping away.
It's going to be a right battle here between these two on this lap coming up. Back in the 146s again now that we're pushing the tyres. Alonso making the move straight away, trying to get alongside it into La Source. It's a straight sprint down the hill, and Alonso really didn't want to win this sprint. He doesn't. He'll now get DRS off the back of Di Resta. Which means he can now really have a lunge. And Bianchi's in the pits. Let's see, does Alonso make the move? Oh, it's a late lunge, but he gets alongside. It's still side by side. This one isn't done yet. Oh, and Alonso just squeezes Di Resta towards the exit there. So Bianchi's in and out on a brand new set of softs. He's going to have to stop again. Those soft tyres will not go the distance. So this is a 2-stop strategy for Jules Bianchi here. And that little battling has dropped them now 4 seconds just about behind Jensen. That's worked out very nicely for us. Oh, yellow flag. That is a VSC, potentially. Bottas is in the barrier at Le Fagna.
Oh, we've had a crash.
He's got going again.
Let's take a look at the replay.
What?
Now this was
Was it
Valtteri
just a
Bottas.
spin? Has he only damaged his underfloor?
Oh, and there wasn't a lot that could be done
No,
to
I
avoid
did just
crashing
hit the
into
barrier.
the barrier.
So there's going to be
Thankfully,
some
though,
damage
they come
to
away
that
from
car.
that unharmed.
But what damage? No hole in the rear wing. Front wing looks intact. So he's probably got damage to either the chassis or the suspension. Possibly both, but I would imagine more likely just to be the suspension or the chassis. And he's in the pits. So this appears to be Valtteri maybe switching to a two-stop. Still not able to keep up with the leaders. Another set of soft tyres, so definite two-stop then for Valtteri. Hards would have taken them through to the end, you know, without too much trouble, but they wouldn't have been quick. As Bianchi slots on through, Grosjean's got a fault. I'm not going to get any audio, so I'm not clicking on it. Vettel still leads Hamilton by almost 4 seconds. Almost 8 seconds now to Schumacher, although we're going to try and close that down with some battery deployment here. Gap to Jensen at 2 seconds. The rest are on Alonso now nearly 5 seconds behind us. So they're still fighting each other, which is excellent for us. How long are the leaders going to go on those tyres? When are they going to start wearing down? Leicester is back in front of Alonso. Senna's still keeping Maldonado at bay. No way through to the second Red Bull, and the two Salvas have fallen back a bit from there, squabbling. Ricardo's broken away a little bit from Gutierrez, but there will come a point where Gutierrez should be quicker than Ricardo, just as the tyre wears out a bit. We're taking about a second out of Hamilton with the battery push, but we're almost out of battery, so we can't do that much more. Going to top up now. We've still got a fair amount of battery for Jensen. He's almost full. I don't want to push him too quickly to get him too close to Schumacher. Again, with the tyres already slightly overheating, I don't want to put him in dirty air. Through. Nearly into the back. There's Senna there. I imagine this is the lap he's going to get him down the Kemmel straight. Have a look into Eau Rouge. Oh, he's got him. Wow, what a great move from Maldonado. Shades of Jensen there. He got through with the DRS as well. Now he should theoretically break through as Alonso has got ahead of Di Resta. has cooled off again. That's really nice. So that takes the heat out of those tyres. We can continue to thrash them. Let's check the wear. Yeah, we've got loads of tyre life left yet. Grosjean and Hulkenberg still close to each other. You might see Grosjean having a little throw up the inside here. It's better of it. That there is Ricciardo closing in. He's now 2 seconds clear of Gutierrez and catching these two. And Alonso's left a rester for dead already. He's already 2 seconds clear. So Alonso's starting to push. Does that mean he's just pushing for the sake of pushing? Or is he pushing because he's getting ready to stop? It's early. If he is going to stop. It's only lap 15. Didn't expect anyone to hit the pits until closer to lap 20. If they're one stopping it. It's a little late for a two-stop. Vern's in the pits. Well, he might have been the first one in today. It's a bad stop as well. So he is very much adrift at the back of the grid, about 17.5 seconds behind everybody else, but he's on fresher tyres than everybody else now as well. Chance to maybe get an undercut on teammate Wickens. Let's see if he's one stopping, two stopping. This is kind of, yeah, this is kind of one stop-ish. If they are careful with their medium tyres, they might be able to take them to the end, but they won't be very quick at the end at all. I still think this is going to be a two-stop here for Vern. Pace is still pretty flat across the front. There's not much in it. Another quick lap from Alonso last time round, 1:45.8. Senna struggling, and he's got Hulkenberg and Grosjean right behind him now. Not too far away from the first round of one-stop swap-stops. Rosberg's still only up into P17 at the moment. He's on the back of Ericsson. Let's see if he can get through. He can. We joined just in time to see him punch his way past Marcus Ericsson there. Now he's got a bit of a way to go to get onto Perez. Safety car now would be not the best thing for Rosberg at this stage. The safety car in about 10 laps time would be fantastic for him. Hamilton with slow lap this time. 7.8. Button is now pretty much fully charged. Let's put him into neutral. Schumacher's still getting back his battery charge. 1:47.3 and 1:47.4 for our drivers. Seconds slower than Vettel. Vettel's getting ready to think about a pit stop. gap between him and Hamilton's almost the same as it is between Hamilton and Schumacher now. In fact, it is slightly bigger. So it's going to be a 5-way fight for the podium, I think. I don't think the rest is quite enough pace to stay with the rest of us. It's going to be between our two drivers, Alonso, Hamilton and Vettel, I think, to decide the 3 podium spots. The 2 cars are going to miss out. Hopefully it won't be us. Our targets are 3rd and 5th, I believe. Let's double check that. Yes, 3rd and 5th. So we're on target for Schumacher. We've got a little bit of wiggle room for Jensen. But hopefully we won't have to do any wiggling. So they're still holding off Hulkenberg and Grosjean. And Al Jaswari hits the pit lane in the Force India. So this might be a 1-stop. Just about on the 1-stop window here. And his medium tyres waiting for him. I doubt it will see anybody on the hards. Not a good stop. Really not a good stop. What's going on? There we go.
And who's
Gets
that
freed up.
having
He
an issue
might
in the
still
pits?
get out in front of Verne. It'll be tight. We've got a yellow flag. Verne has gone through. Who made the mistake and where was it? It was Gutierrez at Rivage.
Now this is where the RB driver's involved. Everything's all right here. And the car fails to respond. What
lockup.
caused that, I wonder?
Very big lockup. Got it going quickly. So he hasn't lost as much time as he could have done. It's cost him maybe 1.5, 2 seconds to his teammate there. Another 46.5. Vettel has got real pace here. I don't think we can beat him today. Even on the softs, I don't think we'll have enough pace to beat him. Alonso boxes. First of the front runners to hit the pits. And De Resta comes in behind him as well. So these two are going to try and undercut everybody in front. Medium's going on. Oh, it's a painfully slow stop. It's a much better stop for De Resta. In comes Daniel Ricciardo. There's Gutierrez going through. Gutierrez might just get out of the rest here. He has. He's in between. And so is Raikkonen. Raikkonen just ahead of Paul Di Resta. Shouldn't Monza next race be one of the best for my cars? Yeah, it should be, in theory. A lot of very fast sections. But there are some corners involved, and corners are our weakness. Built an American car. It's great in a straight line, not so good in turning. As Maldonado makes a mistake.
But this is what happened.
And this, I think, is at
Here we
Malmedy.
are down at turn 7.
Yeah, oh, into the
That's-
gravel.
Oh no, that's not quite what they would have
Into
wanted.
the gravel.
Perhaps a little lapse in concentration.
And he's going
maybe.
to, just get back on in front of the Salvas there. Hulkenberg has got past Senna, actually. We've taken some time out of Hamilton. It's now down to 5.7 seconds. Vettel's still stretching his legs. Those two have got to be getting ready for a stop. We're not far from our pit window now. Yeah, Monza should be a really good race for us. It's going to depend on temperature more than anything else, I think. If the track is really hot, then we'll be in, I hope, really good shape. If it's cooler, maybe not so much. It'll be like full attack on the tyres, and then not sure what would be the best way to go. The 1-stop mediums to hards, or try a 2-stop soft medium soft. I don't think we can get away with soft medium as a one stop at Monza, unless it's really, really hot, in which case we probably could. We are closing down both of the front two now. Maldonado in 5th place, thanks to the recent stops of Alonso and Resta. But 16 seconds behind, almost a pit stop behind us now. He's certainly a pit stop, I think, behind Schumacher. It's going to be tight with Schumacher, but he should just about get out front. Actually, I haven't said that. No, Maldonado's going to stop before we are anyway. That's the last of the spare fuel burnt. So we're now onto our allocated supply. Keep that going just a little bit. Actually, no, we'll save that so we can be a little bit more aggressive on the softs. And I think we're now neutral, ready for Schumacher. There we go, Vettel's in.
Off end of straight.
Lap 20. It was about what I was saying, wasn't it? About around lap 20 for the one stops. Hamilton coming in as well. Pretty good stop. In comes Lewis. There are our two drivers. Button's closing in quickly. Very good stop there for Hamilton. They're both going to be clear, comfortably clear of Maldonado. Vettel is right behind. Wow, okay. So, yeah, a long way off. Maldonado into the pits. So Hulkenberg and so Senna. Hulkenberg loses out. Senna gets back through, or does he? Yes, he does. That's Raikkonen boxing there. Where are they going to feed out? Behind Nico Rosberg.
Plenty to play for. Car behind is Hamilton.
Right then, we can take a look now.
So Vettel's a pit stop ahead of us.
Driver. Can they squeeze by?
Yeah, he's got the grip. He's got the downforce as well.
And that's second place now.
Use overtake.
Let's put that pressure back onto Seb. See if we can slow him down a little bit. Making him think defensively. Don't know if we can stay with it. He's going to be so fast. Here, Farrett.
We're currently P3.
As you can see, I have gone full fanboy today.
And 1.1. The car behind you is Hamilton. How's this tile?
Couple more laps and then we'll make our stops. Alonso with a new fastest lap, 1:43.7. Grosjean hits the pits. I think he's going to get undercut by a few cars here. Oh, nice, good stop. Perez into the pits. Here come all the cars he's trying to undercut. He can get out in front of them. Vettel gets Schumacher. There goes Maldonado. There goes Bruno Senna around the outside of him. And has the line into Eau Rouge. But he got out in front of his teammate. Rosberg still hasn't stopped yet. And Vettel's already second and change ahead. Let's get back into top up. We're not going to stay Right, look at that. He's already 2.5 seconds late. It's going to be a mighty lap for Seb. Absolutely mighty. That's
And
why I don't think we're going to
recharge should
beat
be
him
on.
tonight. I'm not even sure we can beat Hamilton tonight either. We're definitely going to be in a fight with Fernando. New fastest lap, and it is a 1:43.1. Yeah, we'll go another lap before we bring Button in. Because then we can maybe try and hold back Hamilton a little bit longer. Gutierrez into the pits. Not many left to stop now. Wickens needs to stop. He hasn't stopped yet. He should be stopping maybe this lap, I would imagine. Rosberg's in. Soft tyres for Esteban Gutierrez. Here's Rosberg in. Again, another disastrously slow stop for Ferrari. Clean, just so slow. Their pit crew is awful at the moment. Here's Wickens coming in, so it's now just our two drivers left to stop, as Hamilton is closing in.
Use overtake.
Oh, he's past us. He's just got too much pace. Fresh tyres makes a huge difference. Alright, so Schumacher's in at the end of this lap. We'll bring Jensen in the lap afterwards.
Okay, we'll box this lap, box this lap.
Keep Hamilton behind into Lecombe. He's going to try to throw it up the inside at Rivage. That's brave. Thinks better of it. And he gets us into Lafagna. Well, that will give us a tow up through Blanchimont. Who has a fault? Gutierrez. No clicking because there's no audio. So, into the pits for Schumacher. Jensen will be in next lap. We're going to come out behind Alonso, but ahead of Di Resta. And we'll have soft tyres to attack with. Oh, lovely stuff. All the twos. 2.222. Get these tyres fired up. Button should get out in front of De Resta as well, although it'll be tight. It'll be a lot tighter because De Resta's lapping a lot quicker than we are. Let's give Jensen some battery. Help speed up his in-lap a little bit.
Use the overtake button.
Let's see what kind of pace we've got on soft tyres. It won't be Vettel pace, I'm pretty confident of that. There is De Resta. To the pits now for Jensen. This needs to be good. There's Alonso. Oh yeah, 2.1, very nice. Schumacher's going through. There's Schumacher. Here comes De Resta. It's going to be tight. There's De Resta. And we've got enough of a run to get ahead, or stay ahead into Eau
That's
Rouge.
P5.
1.5.
And he's not close enough to get the DRS this lap either. That's excellent. All right, Valtteri
19
in
laps to go, including this one.
for his second stop. This has to be, I think, for a medium. Well, it might be for softs. Try a minute. I think Valtteri started on soft, so if that's the case, it's going to be mediums. Yeah, medium tyres. Pretty good stop. How are we looking on the pit stops? Let's have a look. Second with Jensen's stop. Schumacher is there in P5. Oh, that's not counting Valtteri's stop that he's just made. That might have been good enough to get on board. Right, we're not closing in on Alonso yet. Right, we're about to go full attack.
Keep chipping away.
Right, let's see what you can do, Michael. Should be fastest lap. Just about saw Alonso disappearing as he's a rally on the top of the hill. There he is. Swings right. They can't. 30.6 opening sector, 30.5 for Jensen. We might be getting a distant slipstream, but we were a second quicker than Alonso there. Splits at 4.6 seconds now. We went purple in the middle sector. Jensen matched it, and we pulled out 7/10 over the rest as well, which is nice. All right, up to the line. This has got to be fastest lap, surely, for one of our two drivers. Schumacher with a 142 is at 0, 142.6 and a 142.4 for Jensen. Jensen doesn't have as much battery left. So he's got
That's a
one
good
more
lap.
lap at
Good
full
lap.
push available. There is Alonso. He's so much closer. Still got another lap after this and battery push for Michael. Yankee hits the pits. So second stop for Bianchi. Immediately taken home. Good stop. We know Caterham were very good in the pits. That was very, very clean and tidy. And that's it for Jensen's battery. Turn his tyres
Make
down
sure
a
you get
touch
back
so we
to
don't
back.
blow them up too quickly. We'll turn the spare fuel off now. But the 5-second gap.
Key thing is to
pull
keep
rest
the
up.
tyre in good shape. Keep the tyre in good shape.
More lift and coast.
We are hunting. Alonso down. Both of our drivers are. Target is 5th place for Jensen, so we've achieved the target so far, but there is more available here. With a pair of 142.6s. There we go. Track temperature at 42.2 degrees means these tyres will start to cool down, even though we're in intense push. Though behind Sebastian Vettel, he is a full pit stop ahead of us and change. And you see the gap, 24.5 seconds, 27 seconds for Jensen. I mean, the fact that he came out the pits and overtook us both before we even made our pit stop shows you how quick that Red Bull is. If we had the same level of downforce as Vettel does, combined with our straight line speed, our car would be phenomenal, be untouchable. But we don't. We are very much middle of the pack with our downforce. Hence, trying to get those new upgrades in as quick as we possibly can, to just try and claw back as much extra downforce as we can, wherever we can. Gap is now 1.8 seconds at 1:43.8. Barely half a tenth quicker than Seb. He is so quick. We've got the legs on Alonso. We've potentially got the legs on Hamilton, but we've got a lot of gap to close in a very short space of time. So I think we're competing for third. I don't think we can get any higher than that without something to close the field back up. Sector. The rest is not closing in. He's still distant P6 at the moment. toe-to-toe with Alonso. We need the power to overtake him and then push to try and break away from him. Grosjean's fault gets worse. Oh, no, it comes back. It looks like it cleared itself as he gets ahead of Ricciardo. Into the pits for his second stop. Looks like he's going to go soft to the end. There goes Rosberg. Rosberg up to P16. That's a miserable race for him, hasn't it? After that huge crash in Q3, dropped into the pit lane. He has been absolutely nowhere today. Here we are coming through Stabilo as Seb crosses the line to start lap 32. So we are still a long way behind. 25 seconds is the gap. Schumacher's close. This is the closest he's been. 1.2 seconds. We get the DRS. Now we squeeze him out. There we go. Can we break him? It's another in-car shot. Need to get that gap up. Send Jensen after him, try and slow him down a bit as well.
Overtake.
There we go, we've broken the gap. But we're 14.5 seconds behind Hamilton. Big gap to try and close up. Might be a bit too big. To try and tag our DRS again. Yellow flag. Ooh, who's that for? Not sure. Kimi Räikkönen. He locked up at the bus stop.
There. Here we've got the Aston Martin. Nothing wrong so far. And the car just locks. Now they did leave it.
He was able to recover
late.
it pretty quickly. So it hasn't cost him too much time. Now let's see if we can get Jensen to engage with Fernando.
Car ahead of you is Alonso.
Alonso 1.8.
There are opportunities ahead.
tyre management. Everything's good.
Temperatures are good.
Getting closer. Also sneaking back towards Schumacher again. Might have a chance of getting into the DRS.
Any feedback on these tyres?
Really tight, but we've got a good run. Is it enough? No, we just missed it. I think we just missed it. It's tight. We almost got him. We're in range now, though.
Car ahead is Alonso.
Gap 0.7.
Still plenty of opportunities.
This should give Alonso pause for thought now, with Jensen right there.
The recharge on is good. Focus on recharge.
We're 11.5 seconds clear now, Paul di Resta. But we're making no progress at all on Hamilton. Just giving the tyres a little bit of a breather because we have pushed them a little hard since our pit stop. We've only got about 9 laps to go. 10 laps remaining.
The next car is Alonso.
Okay, we don't want to lose too much time.
Problem for Valtteri.
Is low.
The power.
But it looks like they're carrying some kind of fault.
Right, Jensen will definitely have an opportunity here.
Pick clear air if you can.
He's not going for it though.
There's still opportunities here.
Alright, how are the tyres looking? Turn them back up again. Let's try and
We can
save
use
a
the
little bit of
pace
battery.
now.
We've got a problem for Rosberg.
And reminder for the recharge button.
Still under pressure from Jules Bianchi. I mean, he's been hampered by a really bad gearbox. I'm guessing that's what the fault is. It's his gearbox. It was at what, 21% going into the Grand Prix. So is he going to get overtaken? Can he
There's still opportunities
squeeze
here.
Bianchi? No, he can't. Not yet. What about going around the outside? Well, there he's got the grip. Button's crawling all over the back of Alonso, and this is giving Schumacher a chance to just break away a little bit. Consolidate third.
Maximum PU cooling.
This time we'll go for it. Alonso just a little bit better on the brakes
Overtake
than us.
available. No harm done. Recharge on.
Clean air. It's going to slow you down. There you go. Get back in that slipstream. Yeah, front two are uncatchable. They've just had too much overall pace. We might have been able to compete with them in sectors 1 and 3, but sector 2 is hurting us too much, unfortunately. And they are quicker drivers than Schumacher at this stage of his career. And Jensen as well, for that matter. But the Ferrari is seriously down on horsepower compared to us.
Recharge on.
Which is why we've been able to keep Alonso under control today.
Fuel is okay.
Let's try and push up.
Might be a little bit too far back, but we'll have a go.
Cool the car.
A little bit too far back. Keep the pressure on through Lecom and Malmedy. Can we make a move into Ravage? No. Right. If we're really lucky, we might go up the inside into Pool.
Deep breath. You're going to be okay.
It's not really a good overtaking opportunity. We can certainly get him up through Blanchimont as Gutierrez's car goes orange. Throws it up the inside, and we got the move done. All right,
Stop.
Keep pushing, Jensen. Needs to break away and not give Alonso the chance.
Let's have a look at
See this overtake from a
Along
better
the
view.
straight
No,
here.
maybe not. Let's see it from the
the
same view.
opportunities there. And the McLaren there with a beautiful.
All right, push, 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 push. Midwife, push. Ah, he might have got the DRS. He might have got it.
He has DRS.
Yeah, he got it. Damn it. But we got a really good run, and you can see that even with the DRS, we still kept him at 1.3 seconds behind. That Ferrari is seriously struggling in a straight line at the moment compared to us. Last time I checked, we had over 2 kilometers an hour on them in a straight line. There we go. Jensen is through, free and clear. Let's calm the tyres down. Let's sort the fuel balance back out again.
It's just increased LICO.
Let's give Schumacher a little bit more tyre. Now that we're through, we should theoretically be able to start pulling away from Alonso. Probably not the best result we could have got today. No, I think it's probably a fair result. I think 3rd and 4th is yeah, I mean, it probably is the best result we could have got. I misread that. I thought that was probably, he said probably not the best result. It is, yeah. I think probably the best we could have hoped for was 3rd and 4th today without something happening to one of the front two. If Seb hadn't started on pole, then maybe. But we couldn't get past him in those opening laps, and then Schumacher was caught past by Hamilton, and then he got away from us. And even if we'd started on soft, we could have got an undercut, but I don't think it would have been enough to get us ahead. It would just close the gap back up a bit if we'd started on softs and boxed maybe before Vettel and Hamilton. And then we certainly would not have had the pace on the medium tyres to get back up. So I think, strategy-wise, we've made the right call. It's just unfortunate that we didn't quite have enough pace.
Maximum
like I said,
pace,
we're hurting for
pace.
downforce compared to the top teams. And while we've got the pace over Ferrari, we don't really have consistent pace over Mercedes, and certainly not over Seb. Maldonado we can beat, but not Seb. He's just too quick at the moment. We need to get our car much closer in terms of downforce, and I'm hoping that the next round of upgrades will close the gap. It won't get us on terms, but it will close the gap a bit, and then maybe we can squeeze in a couple more upgrades before the last couple of races and really just try and take it to them at that point. I'm not sure what this is going to do to the championship standings as far as the drivers. We'll find out in a few laps. There's only 5 laps to go. Seb's now into traffic. That's not really going to do much. Predictions this week at Hungary. I mean, in theory, it should be a good race for Ferrari, but the Mercedes has still got a really good chassis. I'm not sure about... yellow flag. Who's that for? Who locked up? Was it Alonso? Alonso locked up. That's taken the pressure off entirely. He's gone from being about 3.5 seconds behind to 7 seconds now.
The wheels just lock up there, and hopefully there's not too much damage to the tyres.
Yeah, that might kill his chance to come to try and push after us as well. He'll stay ahead of Di Resta. I don't think he'll lose out to Di Resta.
How's the tyre?
But third and fourth is ours now, barring an accident. Hey, I don't know how good the Red Bull's going to be. Max is always good, so you can't really discount him. I'm not sure how McLaren are going to do. They were very strong there last year. And the year before as well. Who's messed up this time?
There's been a crash.
Grosjean's crashed at Lefania.
Now this was the Sauber.
Back end's going to step out.
Oh,
there it
that's
goes.
A pretty big impact there, and that's a tough one to
Kept
take for both
barrier,
driver and the car.
No damage to the rear wing. No damage to the front wing. He kept it out the barrier, but only just. It has dropped him behind Ricciardo. And there's Senna, still clinging on to a point. As Hulkenberg goes around the outside of him, the stop. It's going to be side by side. He's going to get the better launch. It's going to be Hulkenberg. Senna gets eliminated out of the points. He's got 4 laps to go to try and get back in the points. Qualified 6th, started 5th, thanks to that pit lane start for Rosberg. He's now down in 18th place. Yeah, it's a disaster today for Rosberg. The biggest thing for me this weekend is how much of an improvement are we going to see from Aston? I mean, this is... if it's a really bad car still, this could really start to have a major impact on Louis' legacy, to the point where it's like maybe Red Bull did the right thing by just kind of pushing him to the side a little bit, letting him chip in here and there and concentrate on other things. Maybe he has reached the point where he just doesn't have it anymore. Yeah, I know it sounds almost heretical to say that, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot riding on the new car for Aston. A huge
Pack
amount
is
riding
low.
on it.
Body recharge on.
I mean, yes, they still have a terrible engine, but if they can't make the car better, then yeah, that's a major problem. I wonder whether Newey will actually step down if he can't get the car improving a lot. If they beat Cadillac, you'd call it a win for their standards. Well, I mean, it's kind of you can't really do an apples to apples comparison in terms of their qualifying deficit or gain at this at Hungary. It's a very different type of circuit to start. It's a much shorter circuit in distance and lap time and style of circuit as well. You've gone from a low downforce, very fast circuit to a very high downforce go-kart track, effectively. So it's not like you can do a straight comparison. I think the telling comparison will be Monza, when Aston go to Monza. They were 2 seconds behind Cadillac in qualifying at Spa. If they are more than that, or not really any better, any closer at Monza, yeah, there's going to be major issues. But again, Monza's a shorter circuit as well, so take that into comparison. If they're not within, I think if they're not within a second of Cadillac, or if they're about a second or more behind, then that's not really a big improvement to the car. They need to be sort of on the pace, if not slightly quicker than Cadillac at Monza. So, 2 laps to go. Vettel leads from Hamilton by 10 seconds. Schumacher in third is 13 seconds behind. Then it's Jensen in fourth. Alonso now 14 seconds behind in P5. De Resta is closing in, but he's got a lap and a half to try and eat up a 5-second gap, and his tyres won't be that much better. So it looks like Alonso will stay in P5. Maldonado 7th, Ricciardo 8th, and then it's Grosjean trying to get up into P8. P9 for Hülkenberg. Senna starting to slip away a little bit. But if the fight between Ricciardo and Grosjean continues, that might slow the cars down to give enough to give Senna another chance at Nico. Rosberg now down in P19. 5 seconds off the back of Alpha Vern's going to get him at this rate. Vern's about to get him now, I think. There he is. We're on the final lap for Seb. And Hamilton and R2 drivers. Alonso now crossing the line. De Resta is about 4 seconds behind. It's too much to make up without Alonso making a huge mistake. It's 1.3 seconds out of him on that lap. It's nowhere near enough. Senna is in DRS range of Hülkenberg, who I think missed out on DRS from Grosjean. So Senna's going to have an opportunity. We are going to ride on board with Senna. Hülkenberg's got DRS. Senna's in clean air. He does not want to do that. He's going to lose the slipstream. Senna's not going to make it. Yeah, he's going to have to settle. Unless there's a mistake. Seb crosses the line and wins. Rosberg was lapped. And that's the only thing that stopped Vern from getting him.
Red Bull takes the win.
After that performance, there's no doubt that they deserve their spot at the top of the podium.
So that's the checkered flag. That's the checkered flag, P4.
Well done, buddy. Lovely race. And look after the fuel on the in lap.
And on our screens at the moment, the McLaren driver.
Yeah, just shy of a podium, but fourth is still a respectable finish.
Now, Karoon, with that result in mind, what would they be feeling like down at McLaren?
They'll certainly be pleased to have made the podium. A job well done for sure.
And that is that for this weekend's F1 action here in Belgium.
We now look ahead to the next round in Monza in Italy. The Temple of Speed is waiting and the teams will be ready and raring to go.
So, confirmation then of the final result. It is Sebastian Vettel who gets the win, Lewis Hamilton in second, Schumacher third, so he gets put on the cap. Then it's Jensen in fourth, who actually got the fastest lap as well. Fernando fifth, Di Resta in sixth, seventh for Pastor Maldonado, eighth for Ricciardo, and then Sauber locking out the last 2 points positions, Grosjean in ninth and Hülkenberg in 10th. So let's take a look at it further down. 11th, Bruno Senna just missing out on points in the end. Raikkonen in 12th, Perez 13th, 14th for Adrian Sutil, 15th for Jules Bianchi, 16th for Bottas, 17th for Gutierrez, 18th for Al-Jawari. Nico Rosberg down in 19th place. Very bad race for him today. Verne in 20th, almost got him. If they weren't a lap down, he would have. Then Ericsson in 21st and Wickens in 22nd. The bottom four were lapped. So, moving on to the driver standings. Seb goes top by 8 points from Fernando. Hamilton in third is on 184 points, just 3 behind. We've lost a little bit of ground to both Vettel and Hamilton today. We're on 171 points in fourth place. So we're 24 points away, just under a win away from going top. If there's a retirement, you never know. We could be right up there. Jensen into triple digits. He's on 101 points now. And then we have Paul Di Resta in 6th place with 83, Maldonado with 62, Grosjean with 52, 47 points for Hülkenberg. Rosberg down in 10th place has 42. In the lower half of the standings, we have Adrian Sutil with 31 points. Then it's Sergio Perez and Kimi Raikkonen and now Daniel Ricciardo, all on 14 points apiece. Bruno Senna down to 15th on 13 points. Then Jules Bianchi with a point, as is Valtteri Bottas. And then the non-scorers, we have Jaime Al-Jawari, Esteban Gutierrez, Marcus Ericsson, Jean-Eric Verne, and Robert Wickens completing the standings. In the constructor standings, we are top by 5 points now. We extend our gap by 1 point. over Mercedes. Red Bull closing in a little bit as well. 31 points for them this weekend, sees them up to 257. They are now just 15 points behind us and 10 behind Mercedes. Ferrari, a little bit of a distant fourth, just 10 points this weekend. They're on 229 now. Sauber, 1 point away from hitting triple digits. They're on 99. Lotus have 44, 15 for Caterham, 14 apiece for Force India and Toro Rosso. Moth right in front of my face. Yeah. Go on. Go away. Getting attacked in my own room here. Williams, just a point for them. And Marussia, still yet to get a point. In the pit stop challenge, it was Maldonado who got the quickest stop today. Jensen in second, and fifth place as well for Schumacher. So we got some good points in this competition. Mercedes getting third, fourth for Toro Rosso, Caterham in sixth with that Bianchi stop, seventh for Sauber, eighth for Mercedes, ninth and 10th for Lotus. Again, Ferrari nowhere near, absolutely nowhere here. Their slowest stop, or their fastest stop, was a mile off. We'll see what their whether their fastest stop has improved, but yeah, it's not been good for them this year. Red Bull are top with 247 points. We closed the gap by 3, so we're now 30 points behind them. Mercedes in third on 175, Caterham on 160, Lotus with 139, Toro Rosso now moving up into 6th place with 83 points, 2 ahead of Force India. Sauber have 68, Marussia 23, Williams 19, and Ferrari pointless still so far this season, and their best stop is still 3.454 seconds. Shockingly bad. There you see R2 stops, 2.1 for Jensen, 2.2 for Schumacher. Both drivers hit their targets, so an extra 1.3 mil is added to the bank as well. Very nice. Let's head back to HQ and start prepping for Monza. Right, we've got a spare front wing. Phil Prue goes up by a rating point in 93. And we got something purple to deal with. We've got actually 2 weeks. I thought it was back-to-back Grand Prix. No, it's back-to-back from Monza to Singapore. I forget. Yes. Okay, so let's dive into the inbox then, shall we? Let's bring the camera back up. There we go. Into our inbox. We've got a regulation vote to deal with for financial changes. Of course, we're not going to be here next year, so it doesn't really matter what happens, but we'll have a look and see what they say. We've lost a front wing. We've just gained a front wing, so that has kind of balanced out. And we've lost a chassis as well, just wear and tear on those. Let's have a look down here. Expected finish was 4th, we got 3rd, and expected here was 7th for Jensen, and we got 4th. So board should be happy with that. Another podium achieved. There's that spare front wing. So we've gone from 5 back down to 4 again. Let's see what the regulation vote is to bring the cost cap down to 139.2. We'll vote against it. The teams that carry on have a bit of money. So let's check in with the board, see what they thought. They were delighted. Look at this. A lovely run of results now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 delighteds in a row. I think it's 5 straight podiums as well. I can't remember how we did in Canada. How did we do in Canada? Let's go back and have a look. So, Canada, we got a podium there. And a podium missing for Jensen down in 8th place. So, how many races have we been on the podium for? 1, 2, 3. Got the 1, 2, didn't we? 4, 5, 6, 7 straight podiums now. 7 races with podiums. That's a really good run. And then, of course, we didn't get one in Barcelona. Not a great race for us in Barcelona. China, we got a podium. Didn't get anywhere close in Sakir. It was 10th for Schumacher, and Button was taken out by Nico Rosberg, if memory serves. Or was that the season before? And then we got 4th. Oh, no, it was Jeddah. It was Jeddah, where Schumacher was leading and got taken out by Rosberg. There you can see that double DNF. And then Melbourne was not a great start to the year for us. 5th and 10th. So that one result in China was kind of against the grain a little bit. But from Monaco onwards, we have been consistently getting good results. You know, Montreal, a little bit of an anomaly for Jensen down in 8th place. But you can see we've been hitting minimum top 5 with both cars since, since Austria. So very, very pleased with those results. I can see why the board is nice and happy. Let's fix the cars while we talk about how good the cars have been recently. Change to, oops. There we go. Install that replacements. Let's move over to Michael's car, swap out the front wing. There we go. Chassis is going to go as well. We're going to need, and suspension is going to go soon as well. We're okay there. Schumacher went last to first. Yes, he did. You're right. He did go last to first. I remember now. We did kind of slow Jensen down a little bit to let Schumacher take the win. The irony of that not misunderstood by me at all. You know, it was not lost on me, given that that's what Ferrari did with Rubens in 2004, pulling him over to let Michael through on the very last corner. Not a popular decision. Right. These are the upgrades that we've got. You can see we are 3.5 weeks away on the side pods, underfloor and chassis, and 5 weeks away on the rear wing. Car looks a little bit better in the downforce than it should be, because there'll be some parts that need to be swapped on other teams. Let's accelerate time. Get that facility refurb done. Team hub now up to level 4. Helipad refurb is done in time for Monza. Let's see, something purple. Oh, God's sake. Well, luckily we're not really building much at the moment, but the factory is now going to get shut down for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Oh, it's like Total Recall. 2 weeks. That's the original Total Recall, not the remake, which was okay, but not a patch on the original. Moving time on a little bit more. Chassis is low stock. We've got 1 spare, but we're looking at getting a new chassis soon, so I don't want to build any unnecessary duplications just yet. Let's see the results of the votes. Vote is 6-5 against. So, Ferrari, Mercedes, Lotus, Williams and Toro Rosso joining us to vote down the reduction in funding for next season. So the cost cap will stay at 175 mil for next season, and we will not be here for next season. So, kind of a dead rubber kind of vote on that one, but no matter. We got full enthusiasm for Schumacher, no issues whatsoever. Slight issue for Jensen, just being, where he is in the driver's standings, but apart from that, he's very, very happy indeed. Same for our 2 race engineers, Tom Stallard and Phil Prue. Adrian's happy. Alan Permain is a little neutral on his salary, but not going to be our issue. Same for Nicholas Hennell. And then everybody else fully enthusiastic. Oh, it's so nice to have a happy crew, isn't it? And there we go. We've made it to Monza. It's going to be cold. Ooh, okay. What's the temperature? 19 degrees. That is kind of cold, actually, for Monza. A lot of sun, so it might heat the track up a bit, but that puts us in a tricky situation with tyres. We're going to need to probably push to keep the tyres up to temperature if it is going to be cold. So maybe a two-stop. Maybe a medium soft and aggressive pushing on the tyres might be the way to go. I don't know. In terms of how the track is laid out, there you can see it's almost entirely flat out with a slow chicane at the start at Rettifilio, through Curva Grande flat out into Variante Alta. No, that's not Variante Alta, that's Della Roja. Variante Alta is the second chicane, or the final chicane, at Imola. So into Della Roja, again, low speed, into a bit of medium speed, then high speed through the two Lesmos, down towards the high speed right, left-hand turn of Vialone, into the Ascari chicane, which is flat, down the back straight into the Parabolica, and then high speed down onto the main straight again. Theoretically should be very good for our car. Very good. But there are still some corners, and they are where we are not quite the best. There you can see we're 11th in the downforce, but we've got really good dirty air tolerance, which helps. We've got the best speed, and we've got the best DRS, which will certainly help at Monza. So we've definitely got a chance of winning this Grand Prix if we can keep Seb under control. That's going to be the key. If we can keep Seb under control, we've got a really good chance of winning the race. So let's hope we can qualify, lock out the front row, slam Jensen into defensive, and sprint Michael into the distance. That might be the best way to do it. We will be back tomorrow at the usual time to run the Italian Grand Prix. But that's it for tonight. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, give us a thumbs up. It would be much appreciated. If you're not yet subscribed, why not consider hitting that subscribe button as well? And be sure to click on the bell for notifications on all things Jim Bob, with new videos, posts, live streams, notifications, all that good stuff. So yeah, that's it from me. Thanks for watching. Until tomorrow, I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with more F1 Manager very soon.